Cancer, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, so your energy, the Chariot card. Your person showing up as the Judgment. All right, so we have strong Cancer, strong Aries, Scorpio. They're viewing you as the Knight of Pentacles. What you're not seeing is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, okay? And the final outcome, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. And we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. All right, Cancer, so a lot of you, I feel like, you're walking away from someone or something here that's been emotionally exhausting. And some of you may have had or have a cycle where you've been calling in people who are around for a good time, not a long time. But I feel like with the Chariot card here, you have a breakthrough. Or maybe this connection represents a breakthrough. Because with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this person is done waiting, or they may be discovering that you're exactly what they've been waiting for. But I do get a little bit of this emotionally hungover energy with the Nine of Cups in reverse. And most likely, Cancer, it's because you've been calling in some almost partners. We have the Four of Wands, so some of you may be seeing 1111 around this person or around this connection. A lot of you do recognize that this could be a breakthrough soulmate connection. I do feel like my Cancers, you're grounded, you're stable, and I think you're probably spending a lot of time with friends and family, feeling protected. You may even feel protective of this particular connection. But I feel more than anything with this Four of Wands, Cancer, that you're recognizing here that this could be something different. This is some type of soulmate situation. Now, at the soul level, you're viewing this person as the Eight of Swords. So you may feel like this person isn't seeing the connection the way you do. Or you may feel like this person's involved in some sort of karmic cycle or karmic relationship or karmic situation. But like they're not seeing you the way you see them. And again, that could be what feels a bit emotionally exhausting. And you're viewing the relationship as the Eight of Wands in reverse, okay? So it does seem like there's something going on here that isn't going your way, or it feels like you're feeling like this connection isn't going the way that you want it to. But it's interesting. Some of you may be, because of that, trying to move on because you feel emotionally exhausted, but you feel this pull to this person. But for others of my Cancers here, you're viewing this connection as just not moving forward the way you would like it to. All right. And your person, we see the Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody here who's definitely been going through some sort of spiritual awakening, some sort of difficult period. They may be stuck in some sort of karmic situation, whether it's another relationship or it's a job or it's just a cycle, when it comes to, love and romance. But I feel like they're freeing themselves up here, Cancer. Let's see. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Yeah, liberate yourself. So you don't have to carry your burdens alone. Have the courage to ask and accept help. So I do think a lot of my Cancers here, you want to free yourself from these, repeating patterns in your love life. And some of you may even be contemplating moving away from this connection because you feel like this person is stuck, or you feel like this connection isn't moving forward the way you want it to. So I can see my Cancers, you're really focused on yourselves. You're a natural healer, born to bring through new healing methods to whatever areas you choose to work in. But this is about you just becoming a source of light, working your light, raising your vibration. And Spirit saying, but there is something that doesn't feel right or feels off. So trust your intuition and keep seeking for more answers until your situation feels right. Okay, so again, there's something that feels off about this soulmate connection. Although I feel like you're sensing that there could be some sort of breakthrough, but that breakthrough could be you moving in a different direction. But Spirit's saying you were chosen. You were chosen because you're perfect for this mission. Simply shine your light on the road ahead and you will help others to see their way. So become a source of light, shine your light, keep focusing on yourself. You've become masters of pattern recognition, Cancer. So trust that. Okay, the pattern is the message here. And, some of you with the Nine of Cups in reverse, you're feeling emotionally exhausted. And with the Chariot card in the upright, you're coming into alignment. You're focusing on yourself. You're taking all of your strength and courage to move away from something that doesn't feel completely in alignment with you. And you're focused on your own stability. At the same time, I sense you still do have strong feelings for this person. You sense this is a soulmate connection. And I think you have someone here who's having an aha moment. They may be having their own type of breakthrough after being stuck. All right, so the Judgment card is this person making a decision to turn things around once and for all, wanting to up-level this connection. Okay, they've been doing a lot of introspection, a lot of grounding here with the Hermit card. Yeah, they're feeling disappointed. Maybe they feel you leaving them behind. The Five of Pentacles, I think this person is also realizing, I get this energy of like self-disappointment here. In hurting you, they've hurt themselves, or they know they've disappointed you. And we see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. But I do think this is someone here who's actively working on themselves, Cancer, which is a beautiful energy. But it may, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be with this person or give them another chance. Two things can be true at once, Cancer. This person can, love you, or you can really love this person or really like this person or really care for this person, but also walk away from it if there's something that's unhealthy, or there's something that's not quite in alignment with you, or you find it to be really emotionally draining. I want you to pay attention to repeating numbers, because a lot of you are seeing angel numbers around this person, around this connection. We have 1111 with the Four of Wands. We have double eights. We have double nines, triple nines coming through. All right, so it does feel like your person, I do think that they're actively working on themselves, looking at what might be missing. So they're viewing you as the Knight of Pentacles. So they see you as this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, grounded, generous, hardworking. But I also feel like they do feel you leaving them behind, Cancer. All right. Yeah, the Six of Swords. They're seeing you move forward. They're seeing you move on without them. They feel this soulmate connection with the Six of Cups. Again, repeating sixes coming through. So a lot of repeating numbers, Cancer. They're missing you. They're nostalgic. And we see the Queen of Wands. They see that you're activated, but in a positive way, that you're experiencing this breakthrough, this forward movement. They're seeing you as sexy, attractive, powerful, focused on you, in alignment. They're seeing you as much more powerful than ever before, Cancer. And I think that's because, one, like I said, you're recognizing patterns. And, there can be two things true at once. You can really care for someone, really love someone, Cancer, and recognize that they're not where you need them to be. The Three of Pentacles in reverse tells me there could be work, or there could be, habits. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse can be vices, or it can be bad habits that are getting in the way of this connection. There could be some sort of third-party interference. But Cancer, what I'm seeing is that you and this person are not exactly on the same path here. Okay? Or you're not quite in alignment. And I think they're recognizing that. I think this person is seeing you either outgrow them or move on from a powerful connection, but one that's been emotionally draining for you. And I do think that this is largely the breakthrough that I was picking up on there. Yeah, we're seeing hedonist energy in reverse. So pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Some of my Cancers, you were doing too much in this relationship. You were doing all the emotional labor. Maybe they were depending on you too much financially. always like asking you for, favors or loans and things like that, and not really pulling their weight. And I do get, for some of you, Cancer, you may be dealing with somebody who's struggling with addiction or excess. Or my Cancers, you're in a very healthy energy and you're recognizing that this person isn't. All right, now we see athlete energy, but looks might be deceiving here, because we do see this person, they might work out a lot. They might, look really healthy, but I think you're recognizing that there are some unhealthy habits and patterns that they have. This could be somebody who's, I don't want to say that they're vain, but they look really good, but, behind the scenes, they party a lot, or they, or whatever. These unhealthy habits don't have to be necessarily eating and drinking and things like that. But yeah, this person I do think is very physically attractive. And I do think they're dedicated to transcending physical limits and developing personal willpower and strength of spirit. So I do see that they're actively working on themselves, Cancer. But I think the big question here is whether or not that's good enough. They're viewing you in an exceptionally high vibration, but they're seeing you, they're missing you. They have sweet feelings for you, but they're also seeing you move on. Like, you're not clinging. You're not trying to repair something with someone who's not meeting you halfway. They see you as a healer. So some of my Cancers, you are healers in your own right. You may be studying or learning new healing modalities. And they see you as having a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and an ability to help transform pain into healing. So what I'm seeing here, Cancer, is that I think that you provide strength to this person. I also think you calm their nervous system, which is a beautiful quality. But at the same time, I'm not sure that they do the same for you. I feel like you realize this person dysregulates you more than, like you become depleted and this person and they dysregulate you, but they feel really good around you because you're loving, you're giving, you're Cancer, right? You're nurturing. You're a healer in your own right. And this person does feel like they can trust you with the gossip archetype. So they see that you're considerate of their feelings, others' feelings, and they probably trust you with their life, right? Trust you with a lot of their secrets. But I'm just kind of getting like you're an Emperor, Empress energy, and you're dealing with like a Page or a Knight. You're dealing with someone who's not quite at your level, Cancer, or still has some healing to do. All right. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse tells me that this person's having this aha moment with the Judgment card, that you are exactly what they've been waiting for, even if maybe they haven't been acting like it. Yeah, but they're also realizing, looking at the time and effort that's been put into this connection and everything that you've done, and the King of Cups in reverse. And I think they're realizing that they kind of took their time to emotionally invest. I'm getting this King of Cups I think they're starting to realize that you're feeling drained. Yeah, I think they're realizing, Cancer, that you're feeling drained. I think this person's going through a difficult time. I think they're going through a difficult time of self-realization and accountability. I think behind the scenes, Cancer, this person is actually quite emotional about you. And they definitely want a new beginning with you with the Ace of Wands. Okay, they definitely want this new beginning. With Temperance energy showing up in reverse, I still think that there's codependency or bad habits or a lack of balance here that's affecting this connection. Yeah, and I think you're recognizing that this lack of balance or this codependency or these bad habits are preventing you from having that stable relationship that can grow. Like, I think you're starting to look at this person as somebody who, I don't know if you're friend zoning them, because I do think there's passion and attraction, but I think you're also recognizing that they may not be able to offer you what you're looking for in a relationship that could be long term. Yeah, because you're looking at the past. You're looking at the time and effort that's been put in. And I think you have the receipts, Cancer. All right. And yeah. And there's a bit of an energy of waiting. So I mean, I think for some of my Cancers, it's not about making a decision today, but I feel like intuitively you already see and know what's going on. But sometimes our heart needs to catch up to our mind, right? And like I said, two things can be true at once. You can love somebody and still realize that you may need to walk away from them because they're not able to, you're looking at their capacity to spend time with you, to repair, to show up for you the way that you need them to. But I also think Spirit's saying don't rush to any conclusions. Watch and wait, look at the details. Remember, the pattern is the message here. And I do think this person is coming after you, coming towards you with truth and clarity, because they are going through a period of self-realization, grounding, maybe even up-leveling. But I feel like my Cancers, you're going to have to take a look and see, is it good enough, right? Because we're not here giving out participation trophies, right? Like, oh, A for effort. Like, yes, it's nice if somebody puts in the effort. It's nice that somebody's trying. But are they trying because they're realizing now that they're going to lose you? And can it be trusted? Or can they be trusted? Okay, so Spirit's saying you may be dealing with somebody here. I am getting this person may be working on themselves physically. They might be like working out, exercising. But with this male running energy, I feel like you may have somebody here that does kind of dip or disappear when things get hard. But they're still keeping tabs on you, Cancer. And yeah, probably checking out your social media like crazy, especially at nighttime. But again, Cancer, is that enough, right? Is that enough? Because I feel like you're looking for like a real solid partner, not someone who is afraid of true emotional intimacy, showing up for you the way you show up for them. But I mean, Spirit is saying hold back and look at all the details. We're not, the message, the advice here is clearly not to rush into any, decision here. But some of my Cancers you already know, and I just keep going back to the pattern is the message here. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. So again, I think this person even cries about this. I see them going through, like, especially nighttime is difficult for them. You let me down. Now, Cancer, don't let this person, put you on any sort of guilt trips. Because what I'm getting is I think they're realizing they let you down. But maybe this person has wanted you to chase them. And instead they see you walking away. And I'm waiting patiently. So again, they're waiting for you to come in and do the repair. And I feel like that pattern here, Cancer, is getting a little bit old. And not to say that, you shouldn't work towards repair and a connection that you really want or you really appreciate. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like they haven't been meeting you halfway. So Spirit's saying here that you and this person don't share the same vision. All right. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. So work could be an issue. We did see the Three of Pentacles showing up in reverse in their energy. So they may not have been putting in the time and effort in the connection that way they needed to. Yeah. And I feel a lot of my Cancers, they weren't spending the time that you needed with them. And if they felt like it was excessive what you wanted or what you needed, well, that's an answer for you. They may bury themselves in work. Again, I could see this person doing that. And Spirit saying it's time to make a decision here, Cancer, about this connection. Okay, but I mean, Spirit saying you don't want to rush into anything here either. Final messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers. Speak your truth. Yeah. So you've stayed silent long enough. Speak up, stand your ground, and state your perspectives. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. Absolutely. All right. And stay present, stay grounded, Cancer. You're ungrounded and spending too much time in your head. Something has caused you to retreat to your mind. It's time to bring consciousness to it so you can resolve it and start living life more fully again. Because this may be a situation that's been keeping you stuck, and Spirit showing us very clearly it is time for a breakthrough here, Cancer. All right, so I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light, Cancer. Take care.